The past is a foreign country, they say. But what if it's more like a lost world, filled with inventions and ideas that we think are modern? All over the globe, archaeologists are digging up objects that just don't fit the story we've been told. These artifacts whisper of forgotten knowledge of ancient minds that were far more advanced than we ever gave them credit for. They are the echoes of a lost genius, a technological heritage that was somehow wiped from the history books. We are constantly finding things that challenge our understanding of what people were capable of thousands of years ago, making us question everything we thought we knew about our own journey as a species. Imagine holding a piece of a machine that's 2,000 years old, but its gears are as complex as a modern Swiss watch. Or standing before a stone structure so massive and precise that even our best engineers today would struggle to build it. These aren't just old pots and arrowheads, they are genuine mysteries that send a shiver down your spine. So grab your gear and get ready. We're about to embark on an expedition through time, exploring some of the most baffling technologies ever discovered. Let's go find some answers. When you stand at the base of the Great Pyramid of Giza, the sheer scale of it is overwhelming. We're talking about a structure built around 4,500 years ago, made of more than 2 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. The official story is that it was a tomb for the pharaoh Khufu, built by a massive workforce using simple tools like copper chisels, wooden sleds. But the more you look at the details, the more that simple explanation starts to fall apart. The pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with true north, with an error of just a tiny fraction of a degree. How did they achieve that without modern instruments? The mystery deepens when you consider how they moved and placed those massive granite blocks. Some of the heaviest stones are located high up inside the pyramid in the king's chamber. The theory is that they were dragged up enormous ramps, but what kind of ramp would that be? A single long ramp would have to be over a mile long, requiring more material than the pyramid itself. Other theories suggest a spiral ramp that wrapped around the pyramid as it was built, but there's no real evidence for that either. Scientists have tried everything from wetting the sand to using complex systems of levers and pulleys, but no one has definitively proven how it was done on such a grand scale. Imagine a shipwreck at the bottom of the Aegean Sea. Divers exploring the wreck near Antikythera found something extraordinary: statues' pottery. A lump of corroded bronze which at first looked like just another piece of debris. But as it dried out, it cracked open, revealing a breathtaking sight, a complex system of interlocking gears and dials. This object, now known as the Antikythera mechanism, has been dated to around 100 BC. It's considered by many to be the world's first analog computer, a device so advanced that nothing like it would be seen again for over 1,000 years. After decades of study using advanced X-ray and CT scanning, the mechanism was an incredibly sophisticated astronomical calculator. By turning a hand crank, a user could track the positions of the sun, the moon, and the 5 planets known to the ancient Greeks. It could predict solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, and even had a dial to keep track of the 4-year cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. The complexity is stunning, with over 30 precision-engineered bronze gears working in perfect harmony. In 1936, just outside of modern-day Baghdad, workers digging a new railway unearthed a strange little clay pot. It was only about 6 inches tall, but what was inside it has sparked a debate that continues to this day. Sealed at the top with an asphalt plug was a copper cylinder. Inside that cylinder was a suspended iron rod held in place by another asphalt stopper. Found in a region that was once ancient Mesopotamia, known as the Baghdad Battery, dates back to around 200 BC. The arrangement of the metals is suspiciously similar to a modern galvanic cell. If you fill the jar with an acidic liquid like vinegar or grape juice, the two different metals, copper and iron, would create a chemical reaction producing a small but steady electrical current. Replicas have been built, and they can generate about 0.5 volt to 1 volt. Not a lot of power, not enough to light a home, but it's definitely electricity. Deep within the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, Egypt, there's a crypt with some of the most unusual carvings in the entire country. On the stone walls, you can see these large bulb-like objects. Inside each bulb, a long, wavy snake emerges from a lotus flower. The bulb is attached by a cable to a box. Some call it a generator. The image looks eerily like a modern Crookes tube, and it has fueled decades of speculation. Could the ancient Egyptians have had electric lighting? It's a wild idea, but the carvings are undeniably strange. Proponents say the carvings are a schematic of an electrical device. Mainstream Egyptologists disagree, They read it as mythology, not tech. The bulb equal sign the primordial womb of the sky goddess Nut. The lotus equal sign creation. The snake equal sign the creator god Atum. The box equal sign the Jed pillar, symbol of Osiris and stability. It's religious symbolism, not electricity. Across the former territories of the Roman Empire, from Wales to Hungary, a strange and enigmatic object has been found. It's called a Roman dodecahedron, small hollow objects made of bronze or stone. 12 flat pentagonal faces. Each face has a circular hole in the middle. The holes often vary in diameter. Little knobs protrude from each corner. Over 100 have been discovered, dating from the 2nd to the 4th century AD. The big problem? Nobody has any idea what they were used for. There are plenty of theories, but none of them are conclusive. Some think they were a measuring device, perhaps for estimating distance on a battlefield. Another idea, an astronomical instrument, used to determine the optimal sowing date for winter grain. In the desolate coastal plains of southern Peru, one of the world's greatest archaeological mysteries. Created by the Nazca culture between 500 BC and 500 AD, there are hundreds of geoglyphs ranging from simple geometric lines and shapes to massive detailed drawings, the hummingbird, the spider, the monkey. Some of these figures are hundreds of feet long. The mystery is simple but profound. Why would a culture create giant drawings only truly seen from high up in the air? Creating the lines was relatively simple. The Nazca people removed the reddish-brown, iron oxide-coated pebbles, exposing the lighter-colored soil underneath, creating a stark contrast that is highly visible. The dry, windless climate of the Nazca Desert has preserved these lines almost perfectly for over 1,000 years. Scientists have shown a small, organized team could create large figures in days or weeks using simple tools and basic surveying techniques. The real question isn't how they made them, but why. In the world of historical mysteries, few objects are as strange and frustrating as the Voynich manuscript. It's a book, about 240 pages long, discovered in 1912 by an antique book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich. Carbon dating suggests it was created in the early 15th century. The manuscript is filled with illustrations of bizarre plants that don't match any known species, astronomical charts with strange zodiac symbols, naked figures bathing in green liquid in an elaborate plumbing system. But the most baffling part is the text itself. It's written in an unknown script, a language or code that no one, not even the world's best cryptographers and code breakers, has been able to decipher. The script has about 20 to 30 unique characters, written smoothly as if the author was fluent. The text follows clear linguistic patterns. Some characters appear more often than others, certain combinations are common, while others are rare. As our journey comes to a close, we're left standing in a landscape of questions. From the impossible engineering of the Great Pyramid to the cryptic language of the Voynich manuscript, these artifacts are more than just historical curiosities. They are profound challenges to our timeline of human progress. They suggest that the story of our past is not a simple straight line from primitive to advanced. Instead, it seems to be a story full of peaks and valleys, of incredible knowledge that was gained and then, somehow, tragically lost. These discoveries force us to be humble, to admit that there are huge chapters of the human story that remain unwritten. Each object we've looked at tells a similar tale. Our ancestors were not simple people waiting for the modern world to begin. They were innovators, engineers, astronomers, and artists of the highest caliber. They built computers out of bronze, harnessed forces we are only now rediscovering, and mapped the stars with breathtaking precision. They were brilliant, and their brilliance shines through these baffling artifacts. The mystery is not just what these objects are, but what happened to the knowledge that created them. Why did these incredible technologies disappear, sometimes for thousands of years, before being reinvented? It's the greatest puzzle of all. The search for answers is what drives us. It's what sends archaeologists into the field and scientists into the lab. The expedition is never truly over. The search for the truth continues, and I, for one, can't wait to see what we find next.